Good day, Scholasticans. Have you ever heard the story of Cleopatra? Our week long lesson centers around women empowerment. As Scholasticans, you are encouraged to voice your opinions, participate in social civic activities, and carry out leadership roles. You master enough courage to overcome fears. In the same vein, students have to breeze through complex tasks in online distance learning. Nevertheless, these learning activities are aimed at harnessing the students' critical thinking skills through analyzing the text, examining video clips, and evaluating a biography. Please prepare the following materials before we jump right into the learning process. Two prescribed textbooks, pen, mobile phone if there is any. How do you describe Cleopatra? Cleopatra was known during her time a popular ruler. Her charisma and intelligence became her asset to achieve her political aims in Egypt. On the downside, Cleopatra had a capacity to kill even her family members in her desire to strengthen her power. Who is Julius Caesar? Julius Caesar is a political genius who reigned over Rome through dictatorial leadership. He allied with Crassus and Pompey to form the first triumvirate and challenged the Roman Senate. When the Roman general and the richest man in Rome, named Crassus, died, Pompey and Caesar wanted to be the only leader of Rome. The war began. So, what is triumvirate? It is the official coalition of Julius Caesar, Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, and Marcus Licinius Crassus. How was Cleopatra as a leader? Cleopatra was extremely confident about herself as the most qualified leader. This probably propelled us to think that Cleopatra herself married her younger brother to restore her power. She was an independent woman who would never give up easily. Back in those times when women were discriminated, Cleopatra proved everybody that no one could ever dampen her spirit. No one could hamper her ambition. Rather, everyone would completely admire her as a powerful leader. In the selection read, Cleopatra, a queen, what had a woman leader done to restore Alexandria after the war? Let's go back to paragraph 3. It had been said that the war caused severe damage to Alexandria, but because of Cleopatra's survival instincts and dominant personality, she empowered all her people to rebuild what was destroyed. The city soon resumed in appearance all its former splendor. How did Cleopatra manage to survive during the battle? It seemed to be innate for Cleopatra to exploit equally strong men through her striking beauty and aggressive behavior. She used her intelligence in her pursuit for position and power. She could influence other leaders to form an alliance to conquer some cities. The fourth paragraph tells us that Cleopatra raised to so conspicuous a position. It only means that Cleopatra could do everything to regain the highest position. She became popular because she so wanted Egypt to become independent of Rome. True enough, Egypt became one of the flourishing countries in the world. Do you think power changes the character of a person? Well, it depends on how a person perceives power. Leadership is not about gaining something to prove everyone that you are holding a major part of everything. Leadership is all about empowering, encouraging, inspiring people to work with you for a common goal. Let us explain this statement. The only bar to her happiness was the impossibility of satisfying the impulses of the human soul. Humans are insatiable beings. We don't stop until we get enough. And what does enough for you mean? Well, Aristotle would say that happiness consists in achieving health, wealth, knowledge, and friends. Cleopatra seemed to have realized all her plans, achieved all her desires, and enjoyed the material things she desired. However, she ended up not reaching the ultimate happiness. Probably, she felt something was wrong and wasn't able to reach the standard of goodness. As Epicurus said, pleasure is the beginning and end of a happy life. How was triumph measured during that time? Forming alliances and conquering a certain country or kingdom were already an indication of triumph. But if we are going to analyze Cleopatra's dealings with influential people, we can say that she had shown a remarkable performance as a leader. Her greatest achievement was a marked improvement in the role of women in the society. Do you think her death was the ultimate solution? Well, in history, it says that her death brought an end to the Ptolemy dynasty and the Egyptian empire. So, what happened to Julius Caesar? The 11th paragraph provides an evidence that Caesar was killed by a group of people. It says, a conspiracy was formed to put an end to the dagger by destroying the ambitious aspirant's life. In history, it was noted that Caesar was becoming more of a divine figure than a ruler, which was in stark contrast to many traditional Roman beliefs. It was Brutus and Cassius who were leaders of the conspiracy, matured their plans, organized their band of associates, and provided themselves secretly with arms. And when the Senate convened, on the day in which the decisive vote was to have been passed, Caesar himself presiding, they came up boldly around him in his presidential chair and murdered him with their daggers.